ultimately, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one. It's peanuts.
standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the crushing lows, fading in the spotlight, that's how it goes. To clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment, let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game. These promises to keep.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get ready to get back into it. All right, this is your latest Diddy update, and it's all so nefarious. Please pay attention. I was literally cracking up when I was reading some of this stuff. Now, with that all being said, let's see who is all in here. Everyone, also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, why are you here? All right, why are you here? Okay, hey, Christopher, Pearly, Danielle. All right, Claudette, AJ Matthews, Pretty Wings in the house, Nessa G, Aboriginal Woman, above all that drama. All right, says Queen has my wife's favorite color on. That's popping, Queen. Thank you, beloved. 504 Nola, Jeff ATL. All right. Jeff says, hi, Queen, looking lovely this morning. Thank you. Nessa X in the house. All right, let's get into it. Christopher, Deronda is here, Walter. Okay, so with that all being said, Miss Evie is in the house. One who cares. All right. Kimani is here. Antoinette. Shout out to all of my loyal royals in the chat, and shout out to my moderators for putting in work. Y'all know I love me some royals. All hell no, and that crazy bitch Aries is up in here. And listen, I'm not going immediately live after this one on the backup channel, but I'm definitely going live on the backup channel later on today. So look for those notifications. It will likely be at about 6 o'clock. All right, at about 6 o'clock. Hey, Shelby. Okay, so that all been said, let's get into it. Hey, Antoinette, this is all so crazy. I just want y'all to pay attention. Hold on, let me pull up my receipts. Because Tyrone Blackburn has been going back and forth with Diddy's attorney, Donald Zakarin, and basically says that he was black, or he was double-crossed, and says that, well, Zakarin basically calls Tyrone Blackburn a liar. So we're going to get into the gist of it all. All right. Above all the drums said, I will be there, Queen. Thank you, beloved. All right. Walter said, you never forget people, I swear. Okay. Hey, Michael M. Darnell in the house. All right. So let's get into it. Bronze Flap Heart God, I see you. Let me pull up these receipts, honey, because it's all crazy, like I said. First of all, and let me say this. Now, you all remember how months ago when these lawsuits first came out, these allegations, specifically the one filed by Rodney Jones, how, they were saying that Tyrone Blackburn uses all this colorful language and says all this stuff that's so salacious, basically for headlines and all of that. Well, it turns out that a federal judge actually went to the grievance committee about Mr. Blackburn, saying something similar. And so I just find it all so nefarious, okay? Basically, saying that he's trying to garner media attention. Well, you know, here's the thing. I don't see anything wrong with garnering media attention. Isn't that what they do? Don't they do the same thing just in different ways? I mean, pay attention. At the end of the day, you see, they want to paint the narrative. That's all that is, as far as I'm concerned. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. It doesn't cost you a single dime. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to put my overlay on here. And I went through the documents because I didn't want to have to go through the whole thing. There was hundreds of pages, okay? Hundreds of pages. So I just went through and sifted out the ones that I wanted to specifically talk about. Because I ain't got time to be on here all day. Let me see if I can put a watermark on there. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me see which one of these watermarks is best. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, that's the one I'll use right there. Okay, so now let's get into it. So there was a federal judge, as I told you, Judge Coates, basically was trying to imply that Tyrone Blackburn was doing too much, so to speak, Judge Denise Coates. And so here's what she says. Now, mind you, she sent this to a grievance committee. A reasonable inference from Mr. Blackburn's pattern of behavior is that he improperly files cases in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly. Okay, that's what she alleges, that he does all of this just to embarrass and humiliate people and then try to use that basically as a way to get them to go ahead and do what he wants. Basically, hinting at extortion or almost blackmail. That's what it sounds like to me. Please pay attention. Now, they say plaintiff had also named Universal Music Group as a defendant. Now, you all remember, hold on, before I get into that, let me take that down for a second. Let me go back to something, because you all remember when I reported how Universal Music Group was trying to get out of the lawsuit, in which they eventually did. But you see, that goes to the part of where Mr. Blackburn is alleging the double cross. Okay, UMG and Lucian Grange blast lawyer for adding them to Diddy's sex abuse lawsuit, say it's recklessly false. The music giant and its CEO have utterly nothing to do with the case against Diddy. That's what the lawyers say. Now, like I said, I previously reported this, but let's just go over it for a quick review. All right, because like I said, this points to what Mr. Blackburn is saying is him being double-crossed. Okay, attorneys for Universal Music Group CEO Lucian Grange fired back at lawsuit that claims that he and the label aided and abetted Sean Diddy Combs in his alleged sexual abuse. Okay, saying that the accusations are offensively false and that they plan to seek legal penalties against the lawyer who filed them. Now, when they say legal penalties, they're talking about sanctions, which is where they want monetary compensation. Okay, they want fines and fees. Now, in a motion to dismiss all claims against UMG and Grange, the label's attorneys blasted Attorney Blackburn for filing knowingly false allegations of criminal wrongdoing without the slightest factual or legal basis. They said they would seek so-called sanctions against him in a future filing. Now, a license to practice law is a privilege. This is what Donald Zakarin said. Now, Donald Zakarin is the attorney that has been going back and forth with Blackburn. He says the license to practice law is a privilege. This is what Donald Zakarin, a longtime music industry litigator who represents UMG and Grange, this is what he says. I'm sorry, he's UMG's attorney, not Diddy's. Now, Mr. Blackburn's plaintiff's lawyer has used that license to self-promote gratuitously, falsely, and recklessly, accusing the UMG defendants of criminal behavior. Okay, please pay attention. Now, The Wednesday filing came in response to a lawsuit filed last month by producer Rodney Jones, who says that the rapper S assaulted and harassed him. The lawsuit is one of several abuse allegations filed against Combs, in addition to an apparent federal criminal investigation that led to raids of his home. Combs has strongly denied all allegations of wrongdoing. But the case filed by Jones went far beyond a simple assault claim, arguing that Diddy, Grange, and many others had also violated the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, okay, otherwise known as RICO, the federal RICO statute that's more often used in criminal cases against mobsters and drug cartels. Now, he also accused the various defendants of violating federal sex trafficking laws. So UMG's attorney said those claims were entirely invented by Mr. Blackburn. They say he just made it all up. Now, the complaint hurls accusations of criminal racketeering hurls accusations of criminal racketeering and criminal trafficking against the UMG defendants, respected individuals and companies having utterly nothing to do with the plaintiff's claims. Okay, these accusations are recklessly false and but for the fact that they are embodied in a complaint would be libelous. Okay, so that's all what Zakarin said. Now, in addition to the original allegations, UMG's attorneys also sharply criticized Blackburn for filing a second updated complaint. Okay, a filing they claim drastically altered the allegations. Now, in this file, hold on. Trying to figure out where that's coming from. Okay, that was crazy. All of a sudden, some music just started playing out of nowhere. Okay, from this article, I couldn't find out where it was. But anyway, it goes on to say that the complaint hurls accusations of criminal racketeering. Okay, we got through that part. Now he says, in addition to the original allegations, UMG's attorneys also sharply criticized Blackburn for filing a second updated complaint, a filing that they claim drastically altered the allegations. Now, in his filing, Zakarin called it the worst lawyering that he's ever seen in nearly 50 years as an attorney. I want you to pay attention. Now, he's clearly throwing shade. Said the worst lawyering he's ever seen in 50 years. Saying in all that time, I have never seen any attorney display anything remotely like the utter indifference shown by Mr. Blackburn towards his obligations as an attorney. I have never seen any lawyer in my pleading in any court accuse people and companies of criminal conduct without the slightest basis and then try to file an amended pleading completely justifying every allegation underpinning the original claims and substituting completely different and irreconcilable allegations to support the very same claims. And so basically saying that he filed an amended version and then, was still saying the same thing. Okay? Trying to make it all make sense is what he's alleging. Now, in a letter to the judge, Blackburn responded to the UMG motion by calling it a public relations stunt that had been filed in bad faith, saying they did not have any issues marrying themselves to Mr. Combs when it was popular. Now suddenly they're treating Mr. Combs like he has the plague. All nefarious. Now, in a statement to Billboard, UMG's Tyrone Blackburn said, UMG, hold on, beloveds, these pop-ups. Says UMG should produce their financial records. Let's see what the money was used for. Stop trying to escape liability. Now, a spokesman for UMG did not immediately return a request for comment on the motion. So that's what led all up to this, okay? Please pay attention. This is also ghetto. All right, now I'm going to go back to the screen share. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. And I didn't realize I left my, I didn't realize, hold on. Why did anyone tell me? I didn't realize I left the watermark on the screen after I stopped the share. Okay, but so anyway, I digress. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now with that all being said, They say plaintiff had also named Universal Music Group as a defendant, but there was no such judicial entity. Universal Music Group is an umbrella company commonly used to refer to all of the various companies and record labels that are encompassed within UMG Recordings, Inc. I therefore assume that plaintiff has misnamed Universal Music Group, intending to actually name UMG Recordings, Inc. And I will refer to Universal Music Group herein as UMG Recordings, Inc. Okay, UMG Recordings. So they basically said that Mr. Blackburn, when he filed the lawsuit, that he put in the wrong name. Okay, that they don't really even go by that. That's just for the umbrella of all the companies within them, subsidiaries. Now, here's the thing. Now, this is an example. I want you to pay attention, because when they're saying that Tyrone Blackburn says all these salacious things to just garner headlines, to get media attention, and when the federal judge, Judge Denise Coate, complained about him to the grievance committee, basically they're talking about him saying things like this. If you remember how he clowned Diddy's son, okay, saying that defendant C. Combs is a 25-year-old auto-tuned and heavily edited rapper. Now, this was pertaining to the case of Grace Omarcade. If you all remember, the young lady who accused Christian King Combs of assaulting her on the yacht. Okay. And so they were talking about the language that Mr. Blackburn used when he draws up these lawsuits, saying, unfortunately, as the saying has it, the apple does not fall far from the tree. Okay. Defendant Sean Combs, who has also been accused of several acts of S assault, rape, S violence, and drugging, among other deplorable conduct, is the father of defendant C. Combs, who has seemingly taken after his father and the family business of reckless partying, drugging others, sexual violence, and other illegal conduct. Now, mind you, as I said, I mean, he does use colorful language, but he's not lying. So what's the problem? If he wants to express himself in this way, and this is the type of verbiage he wants to use, what's the issue? He's telling the truth. It's not like he said anything that's false, or shall I say allegedly. Okay, these are the things that have been told to him by his clients, who are therefore the accusers. Now, mind you, Diddy hasn't been found guilty of any of these things, and he has denied all of the allegations. But what I'm saying is Mr. Blackburn is simply doing his job as an attorney. And if he wants to express things in a certain way, then that should not be an issue. He's merely repeating what his clients have already told to him. But so apparently they have an issue with that. Okay, and I just find it all egregious. And here's the thing. Now, if you notice, they try to nitpick, like they tried to find the most minuscule reason to get, or they tried, shall I say, to get to find the most minuscule reason to get UMG Recordings removed from the suit. And Lucian Grange and Ethiopia Haptemariam didn't want anything to do with it. But weren't they, in fact, there at those parties? And shouldn't they, in fact, have known what Diddy was doing? I mean, we don't even know Diddy, but we've heard the rumors and allegations for decades. How have they not, when they've been sitting right there with him? Okay, please make it all make sense. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Now, in this next clip I'm going to show you, Zakarin talks about Rule 11. Let's get the likes up. Make sure you get the likes up. Thank you in advance. So he goes on to say, as detailed in my Rule 11 declaration, I sought at the very outset of this case on March the 4th of 2024 to explain to Mr. Blackburn that his allegations against UMG were factually baseless and that there was no legal merit to the claims asserted in the FAC. And the FAC stands for First Amended Case Filing. Oh no, First Amended Complaint. Okay, First Amendment complaint. Now, a copy of my March 4th, 2024 letter to Mr. Blackburn is attached here too as Exhibit B. Had he conducted a proper examination of the facts and the law, he could not have filed the FAC against UMG, and he could have and should have dismissed the FAC at that point, which would have spared my clients the hundreds of thousands of dollars in unnecessary legal fees and expenses that this action has cost them.
Okay, so when he's talking like that, he's basically putting it out there that this is one of the reasons they could file sanctions against Tyrone Blackburn to make him pay back that money that was actually spent when they're trying to basically say they're actually trying to call the case frivolous. That's what they're basically trying to do. They're trying to say that his case against UMG was in fact frivolous. Okay, that's what they're hinting at. Hold on, beloveds. I'm trying to make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Okay. So that all being said, and then Lucian Grange claims that he never was even at Diddy's house. I want you all to pay attention because remember, Rodney Jones alleged that Lucian Grange and Ethiopia Haptemariam would show up at Diddy's residence and stay in the bedroom with him for hours at a time. Now, Lucian Grange said that he never even been to Diddy's house. Okay, please pay attention. So in paragraphs 162 to 167 and 171 to 176, as well as elsewhere throughout the complaint, in identical words, you claim, this is Zakarin talking to Blackburn. He says, in identical words, you claim that Sir Lucian Grange and Miss Haptemariam visited Combs's homes in Los Angeles and Miami in the evenings, and both would disappear for hours into Mr. Combs's bedroom. Aside from the absurd oddity of the identical alleged behavior by two individuals separately on apparently separate occasions, the entire story about their attendance at any events at Mr. Combs's homes or at any listening parties is completely fabricated. Now, I want you to pay attention because Zakarin is saying that Tyrone Blackburn and Rodney Jones making all this BS up, saying that they've never been to Diddy's house, and then also trying to say, basically trying to say that it sounds sketchy that he's saying that both Lucian Grange and Ethiopia Haptemariam, two different individuals, did the exact same thing with Diddy. Now, I'm sorry, but that doesn't sound far-fetched to me. That does not sound far-fetched to me because absolutely they both could have been in some sort of relationship with Diddy, and I don't mean like a business relationship, okay? They both could have been in one with him. I'm not saying they were, but I'm saying that it's a possibility at the end of the day. And if that be the case, why would it be strange that both or either of them will come to Diddy's house and be in the bedroom with him for hours, okay? Maybe they were having a private freak off. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I don't see anything strange about that, okay? Sounds like a whole lot of gaslighting is going on. Please pay attention. So he said they never even went to the listening parties. Now, why would they deny that? Well, because Rodney Jones alleges that at some of these listening parties, there were illegal activities going on, such as things being put in people's drinks. And that Haptemariam was right there and knew what was going on, as well as Christina Cora. Okay, now goes on to say Sir Lucian Grange has never been to Combs's house in Los Angeles or Miami and never attended or sponsored any listening parties at any of Mr. Combs's homes and was not present at any writers' camps. Thus, everything alleged about both Sir Lucian Grange's supposed knowledge of illicit and illegal activities allegedly engaged in by Mr. Combs and others is categorically false. Okay, please pay attention. So, said none of this ever happened. I would also note that your footnote 20 about TikTok has absolutely nothing to do with anything in the complaint. It is completely inappropriate and gratuitous and can only have been asserted by an improper for an improper purpose. Okay, so he's really hurling a lot of accusations at Mr. Blackburn. Okay, please pay attention. He is really hurling a whole lot of allegations. Now, here's what Miss Ethiopia Haptemariam had to say about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. So Miss Ethiopia Haptemariam says, being falsely accused of criminal conduct is deeply upsetting to me. I did no wrong, and I never saw or participated in any alleged racketeering enterprise, and I never saw, aided, or abetted, or tried to conceal any trafficking activity. I did not distribute cash to Mr. Combs or anyone else. In short, there's no basis for any of these claims asserted against me, and I should never have been named as a defendant in this lawsuit. Now, mind you, she also went on to say how Tyrone Blackburn wanted her to sign a declaration and that she refused to sign it because the way he presented it was false. Now, if you remember when I talked about that and I showed you her declaration, it basically seemed as though she were going to testify against Diddy. How many of you remember that? Once in the chat. How many of you remember that? When I showed you Ethiopia Heptamariam's declaration, and basically it sounded like she was willing, it said she was willing to speak about the things that went on. But then a day or so later, okay, so you guys remember, thank you. So then a day or so later, it comes out that she's now saying, or she was then saying, that she never agreed to any of that. Okay, but her signature was on the declaration. So I have a whole lot of questions as to how that is a lie and how Tyrone Blackburn is the one who misrepresented what he wanted her to say, or how she was going to, or what she was declaring to. And you know, a declaration is basically a statement of fact, a statement saying that you're going to tell the truth about certain things. Okay, so I just thought that was all interesting. Please pay attention. This is all getting real ugly. Okay, so then Mr. Lucian Grange, now he starts talking about jurisdiction, because he says, as the SAC admits, okay, I am a resident of California, not New York, as I will detail below. I engaged in no activity in New York whatsoever with respect to this matter. Okay, so what he's now trying to say is that he basically didn't have anything to do with anything that happened in New York. He doesn't reside there, and the fact that they dared to include him in a lawsuit filed in New York is not right. Okay, and so then he goes on to basically threaten sanctions. As Mr. Zakarin's declaration states, none of these allegations are supported by a single fact. They are unsupported conclusions that are, in fact, completely untrue and absurd. And I fully intend to pursue both plaintiff and his counsel for having made such false accusations against me. Now, Lucian right there is threatening to file against Diddy, and I mean not Diddy, against Rodney Jones and Mr. Blackburn. Basically threatening sanctions. Now, after all of that, Zakarin sends an email to Tyrone Blackburn. He says, "Dear Mr. Blackburn, please see the attached zip drives, including copies of papers supporting a motion for sanctions by the UMG defendants upon plaintiff and you being made pursuant." And then he lists the guidelines, saying papers are being served upon you by FedEx pursuant to Fed RCiv page 5. Okay, now pursuant to Rule 11, plaintiff and you have 21 days, i.e. until May the 17th of 2024, to withdraw all claims asserted against the UMG defendants with prejudice, meaning that they cannot be refiled with prejudice, okay? You cannot refile it. Now, your failure to do so will result in the filing of this motion with the court without further notice, all right? Your very truly yours. Now, actually, that wasn't Zakarin. That was another one of their attorneys. Okay, so basically telling him to go ahead and drop it. Now, and to which Mr. Blackburn did. Okay, but this is where we get into the double crossing of it all. Because you see, Tyrone Blackburn says that they told him that if he in fact did dismiss the lawsuit or exclude Lucian Grange and UMG Recordings and Ethiopia from the lawsuit, which he did, that they would not file sanctions against him and Rodney Jones. That was the agreement. Now, this is what Tyrone Blackburn filed on Monday, basically saying that they double-crossed him. They didn't stick to their word. This lawsuit was instituted because the UMG defendants knowingly conducted business with Combs, whom they knew or should have known. Now, this is what Tyrone Blackburn is saying, okay? This lawsuit was instituted because the UMG defendants knowingly conducted business with Combs, whom they knew or should have known was a violent, deceptive, morally flawed individual through past experiences where he physically assaulted their former executive, Stephen Stout. Okay, so basically saying he even assaulted your own former executive. What are you talking about? You all knew that he had a propensity towards violence. You all knew that he was nefarious, that he would put hands on people. You knew that he was deceptive, that he was a liar, that he was morally flawed, had no moral fortitude. You knew this, okay? Assaulted their former executive, Stephen Stout, with a bottle of champagne and a chair. Now, this lawsuit was not instituted for some improper purpose, okay? Because that's what they were trying to say. That's clearly what they did say, that it was done for some proper purpose. That's what Zakarin said. Now, he says, but rather for the very legitimate purpose of recovering damages for the UMG defendant's reckless self-serving decision to enter a partnership with Combs to develop Love Records. So basically he's saying that they knew what Diddy was doing and they really didn't care, and they in fact did allegedly aid and abet him in this foolishness because all they were concerned about was money. All they were concerned about was getting their paper. They didn't care about whom they hurt or what else went down. Okay, that's basically what he's saying. Now here's the next email to Tyrone Blackburn from Zakarin. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm sorry, no. This is what Blackburn said. I forgot this part. Now listen, Blackburn says before November the 16th of 2023, which was the date that Cassie filed her lawsuit, mind you, he said defendants were willing to crawl over hot coals to touch the hem of Combs' garment. Now he really went in right there, basically saying that you all were willing to do whatever it took. Okay, you all didn't care. You were willing to like kiss the ring, bow to his feet. You didn't have a problem with any of the nefarious things that Diddy was doing. All right? So they were clearly complicit is what he's saying. Now y'all want to separate yourselves from Diddy because all the shite has hit the fan. Now y'all want to try to put distance between you. Now you want to act like, oh, we didn't know. We weren't that even cool with him. We never went to his residence. This is all lies and BS. That's basically what he's telling them. That now y'all trying to fake the funk and act like y'all never went over to that man's house. Y'all never attended any writing camps. Y'all never went to any of those parties. You were never back there in that bedroom with Diddy, really. But before Cassie's lawsuit came out and put everybody on blast, y'all was sitting there willing to bow down and kiss his garment. Okay, basically saying that they were worshiping him like Jesus. Because you know that's what they say about the people in the Bible bowing to the hem of his garments. Oh, so it's basically saying that Diddy was like a god to them, like they were worshiping him before all of this other stuff happened. Okay, so please pay attention. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. And then Tyrone Blackburn goes on to say, Donald, you can attack my character all you want, but your client has unclean hands. I have spoken to many recently former UMG employees, some of whom worked close to your beloved Lucian. Okay? He says, I also know for a fact that your client has engaged in questionable and ethical business practices for years, if not decades. I will not put all I know in this email, but I do know that you, sir, are doing your client a huge disservice. All right, so letting him know, listen, you can sit here and say y'all didn't have anything to do with it. You can say whatever you want. You can try to besmudge my character, but at the end of the day, I got receipts. Okay, that's what he's telling. I got receipts. When somebody tells you, I know for a fact, they're telling you that they have receipts. And let's not forget about those recordings that Rodney Jones alleges that he has, and the text messages and all the other stuff that he claims to have. Okay, so there likely is a great bit of evidence to prove these allegations. Now, nonetheless, Tyrone Blackburn went ahead and dropped the lawsuit as promised under the guise or under the presumption that they were going to not sanction him and Rodney Jones. Okay. So then this is where Zakarin responds, saying, your problem in responding is not due to a lack of information or knowledge on your part, but due to the fact that you filed knowingly false complaints without any factual or legal basis, and your desperate effort to manufacture to manufacture some way to avoid dismissal and Rule 11 sanctions will be quite frivolous, quite obvious to the judge when you seek further time and discovery. Oh, and you should know, you should be aware that a frivolous motion for sanctions is itself sanctionable. So here's the thing. So he told Blackburn, allegedly, according to Blackburn, that they weren't going to file the sanctions if they dismissed UMG, Lucian, and Ethiopia Tyrone from the filing, which he did. But now, pay attention. Zakarin's coming back and just basically saying he's going to do it anyway. Okay? He's going to do it anyway because you did without any legal basis and you were desperate. You had a desperate effort to manufacture some way to avoid a dismissal. And then further telling him that you should be aware that a frivolous motion for sanctions is itself sanctionable. So he's saying that that part of the lawsuit against Lucian Grange and UMG and Ethiopia was all frivolous. And that anytime you file a frivolous lawsuit, you can be hit with sanctions. Now, which is true. Okay, as you remember on the lawsuits that we talked about a week or so ago, where they filed these allegations against Jay-Z, Diddy, R. Kelly, and other people, Kanye and all of them, Kim Kardashian and such, these were all filed pro se. The plaintiffs filed these papers themselves, and they were deemed as frivolous. And that's likely why none of the attorneys wanted to touch it. Now, I myself don't think that they were frivolous. I think there's likely some truth to some of the things that were said. But at the end of the day, some attorneys wouldn't want to touch it because a lot of it sounded so, what's the word I want to use? Some of it sounded very embellished, perhaps. Almost unbelievable, the things that they were saying. So they probably, the attorneys that they took it to probably felt like, okay, this can't be true. You know, sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Now, basically, Zakarin goes on to say, Mr. Blackburn, the first rule of self-preservation. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this part. He went in. He said, Mr. Blackburn, the first rule of self-preservation is when you're in a hole of your own creation, stop digging. You obviously have not yet learned that lesson. You're going to find it a painful lesson here, but you have earned that pain. Now, I'm telling you right now, this is when you know the shite has hit the fan, okay? Are y'all hearing this? Are y'all hearing this? Is he going in or what? He said, you find yourself in a hole of your own digging. The best thing for you to do is to stop digging. Okay, this is all crazy, but let me continue. Like up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, here's the thing. Now, remember this character right here, Brendan Paul. Now, Tyrone Blackburn says basically, Jay Gray says Gloria Albright would have taken it allegedly. Okay, now here's the thing. Yeah, she probably would have, but she likes to represent women more so. You know, women more so that have been assaulted. I don't know if she would have taken Rodney Jones's case. But here's the thing. Everyone, please get the likes up. Thank you in advance. Now, he's trying to say, Zakarin, that is, he's trying to allege that Mr. Blackburn and Rodney made all this stuff up. It has no basis in fact. It's all frivolous. You just said stuff or whatever. So even if I told you that we weren't going to file sanctions against you, we can still go ahead and do it. And even though you're mad about it, and now you're trying to say that we double-crossed you, well, guess what? You even saying that, it still gives us the right to file these sanctions. Now, but here's the thing. Tyrone Blackburn hit back and said, hey, here's what it is. No lies have been told. No one's making up anything. Now, these aren't his words verbatim. I'm paraphrasing clearly. But what he basically is saying that so far, the things that my client Rodney Jones has alleged are being proven to be true. Because didn't he say that Brendan Paul was Diddy's alleged drug mule? Didn't he say that Brendan Paul was Diddy's alleged drug mule? And then what happened? And then what happened? He was arrested with drugs. He was arrested with drugs. So how are they now going to say, Zakarin, how are they now going to say that there's no truth to it? There's no validity to it. There absolutely is. Some of the things he said is absolutely true. Please pay attention. He also went on to say that it was alleged that Diddy is an S trafficker and that UMG, Ethiopia Tyrone, Lucian Grange included, knew about these things and quite frankly were complicit. And then Diddy's homes were raided for S trafficking. So how is this not factual? How is this not, how is there no validity to it? How are you trying to say this is all frivolous when what my client has said basically is proving to be true? If it was frivolous, the SHI or the HSI, Homeland Security Investigations, they would not have raided Diddy's properties. If it were not true that Brendan Paul was transporting drugs for Diddy, why was he arrested with drugs while he was with Diddy? Do you all see how this is going? Claudette said grasping for straws. Exactly. Clearly grasping for straws. Okay. So, this is all getting real ugly. This is all getting real ugly. At the end of the day, attorneys going back and forth against one another. And the main thing is, let me stop the share. And so the main thing is, Rodney Jones feels like they were absolutely responsible for the things that happened to him, that either they knew about it or they should have known. And I'm just curious as to what's all in the footage that Rodney Jones has on them. Okay. And here's the thing. Now, by the fact that Tyrone Blackburn did dismiss them from the lawsuit, did take them out of the lawsuit because he didn't want to be sanctioned and he didn't want Rodney Jones to be sanctioned, that leads me to believe that some of the things that Rodney Jones was alleging, there is no proof of it. Not saying that all of it, because I believe he has proof of certain things, but some of the things that he alleged, there may not be any hard proof of it, because otherwise they wouldn't have been concerned about being sanctioned. And then they likely wouldn't have taken those 3 out of the lawsuit and then amended it. Okay, so this is getting real ugly. Like I said, it's a whole lot of bickering back and forth, and they're going in on one another. Lawyers are taking shots. Tyrone Blackburn feels he was double-crossing. To me, that is double-crossing him. If you sat there and gave the man your word that if he dismissed this part of the lawsuit, if he took them out of it, that you would not file sanctions, and now you want to file sanctions? Okay, that's just shady. But like Tyrone Blackburn said, in one of the documents, he said something along the lines of that he should have known. Tyrone Blackburn said, I should have known that Mr. Zakarin wouldn't act honestly or ethically. He said something along those lines. I can't remember it verbatim. And like I said, it was hundreds of pages of documents. And so I just picked out the meat and potatoes part of it. But basically, he was saying he should have known that Zakarin would do something shady like this, that he should have known he wasn't going to act in an ethical manner. Okay, and so please pay attention. Oh, so crazy. Southwest Houston, Texas says, exactly. I'm thinking part of what he's saying is most likely true, but some is probably things he heard, but not experienced. Right. Exactly. Exactly, beloved. Okay. Okay. Claudette said it amounts to a shakedown. Shanita said the fall of the bad boy empire is on the way. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And, I don't know what's going to happen with Diddy, but I tell you what, I don't think Diddy's going to go to prison. I don't think Diddy's going to go to prison. Before he goes to prison, I think Diddy would do something to himself, or he would turn up like Epstein. That's just what I think. Okay. Now, some people think that he'll pull a whole Russell Simmons and leave the country. So with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Miss Evie said, exactly. Lying lips sink ships. Okay. So, honey, this is all going to get real interesting. Please pay attention. So I'm going to keep you all updated, but I just want to let you all know how they did double cross Mr. Blackburn as far as I'm concerned. Okay. From my assessment of the facts as they were presented, sounds like they absolutely did do that. All right. Sounds like they absolutely did. And see, here's the thing. Hold on. Yeah. And here's the thing too. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, here's the thing. Zakarin said that in the lawsuit filings, there was a whole bunch of wild accusations, like things that just sound so crazy. And then he filed a notice of possible sanctions. Okay, he filed notice of the possible sanctions and then reneged on the deal after he said he wasn't going to do it. Queen, you have been saying he will delete himself, says We the People. Well, yes, because here's the thing. He already threatened to do that before, allegedly. Back when the whole City College thing happened and 9 people died, lost their lives, all because of his foolishness. Well, they say then he was threatening to do something to himself. Okay, Gene Deal said it. Fat Joe said it. Now, Fat Joe didn't mention Diddy by name, but I played the video for you all. He was basically, it was obvious he was talking about Diddy. Okay, so can you imagine someone as arrogant, someone as narcissistic and sociopathic as Diddy sitting in prison right next to R. Kelly? No, he's not trying to hear that. And like I told you all the other day, Diddy has watched what happened to R. Kelly. He's watched how they did Bill Cosby. And so at the end of the day, he's not going out without a fight. Please pay attention. He knows that he's got the goods on some of these people, and he's going to use all of that to his advantage. Okay, so please pay attention. With that all being said, Battle X says, Diddy will not get arrested because he has too much footage of celebrities, actors, professional athletes, and politicians. I absolutely believe that he has all of that stuff, but he's going to get arrested. He's going to get arrested, beloved. They already have witnesses. You know, they've been talking to witnesses. And here's the thing. This is the part I forgot to tell you all about the fraud. How did I forget that? So Tyrone Blackburn said that the reason, I almost forgot, this is very important, because here's the reason Tyrone Blackburn dismissed UMG, Lucian, and Ethiopia from the lawsuit. I forgot completely about that. Like I said, it was hundreds of pages. He dismissed it because he said that he conducted his own investigation. And they looked at like 40 different samples of Diddy's handwriting on the contracts. And when they looked at it, they even had a handwriting expert look at it. And it appears that Diddy defrauded them. That Diddy didn't even really sign those contracts. I don't know if he got someone else to sign it for him or what, but they were saying, Tyrone Blackburn was saying that it didn't even look like Diddy actually signed that himself. And so I guess the handwritings were different and they had a handwriting expert and all of that. So he said on the basis of good faith, because it looked to him as though Diddy had actually defrauded them. So he didn't want to hold them responsible for Diddy's BS. That's what it was. Not that they couldn't prove the stuff that Rodney was saying. So let me recant that, because they say that they do have, you know, information to substantiate the things that Rodney said via the text messages and all of that video footage, hundreds of hours of footage. And so, like I said, he basically only agreed to dismiss them because he didn't want the sanctions. And also because once he realized that, oh, Diddy may have defrauded them, see, that could make them lose in court. And they took the evidence to court, and then it turns out that Diddy didn't even actually sign the contract. He some kind of way tricked them or whatever. It wasn't his handwriting or whatever. Then they could lose the case because the jury would then be sympathetic with UMG, Lucian, and Ethiopia had Tamarin. Okay. And then this is a whole lot of this is all about credibility. Because if that had happened, then it would have made Tyrone Blackburn and Rodney Jones look like they weren't credible. Look like they were just grasping at straws, just putting stuff out there without fact checking it, you know, or doing a thorough investigation before filing these things. And so that would not have been a good look. So that's why he dismissed it, took them off of the lawsuit. Okay, I don't know how I almost forgot that. But anyway, with that all being said, you know, like I told you, this is getting real interesting. And also they're saying that the reason that Diddy has not been arrested as of yet is because the feds are still gathering more intel, supposedly. They've already talked with witnesses, and Tyrone Blackburn said that he spoke with witnesses as well. So he's saying that the filings that he presented are absolutely, you know, based on information that he's received. It's nothing frivolous about it. But also, Diddy hasn't been arrested because the feds are clearly taking their time. Because like I told you all days ago, usually when someone gets raided, there's an arrest made that day. There's an arrest made right there. But see, they have to tread carefully with Diddy because it has already been alleged that Diddy has some sort of protection in the feds. It's already been alleged that he was a confidential informant. It's already been alleged that someone may have tried to leak information to him because remember, when the Homeland Security investigator who spoke anonymously came out and spoke, he said they didn't even know whose properties they were raiding. They didn't even know. They weren't told. But I told you all that my uncle said, because he was a former case agent for Homeland Security, he basically said that if anybody knew, it would be the case agent, likely the attorney general, you know, the higher ups. But the agents who went there to conduct the raid, no, they didn't know. And that's because they didn't want Diddy to get the tip. Okay, they didn't want anyone to give Diddy the heads up. But like I told you, somebody had to have given him the heads up. Because how was he already on a private jet at the airport? Okay, the day of the raids, conveniently. How was he already there? Him and Brendan Paul. Somebody likely did give him a tip. And I told you guys, if somebody did, it had to be one of the people that are higher ups. So that says a lot. Not just the regular agents, but somebody at the top of the food chain had to give him, allegedly, let me say allegedly, had to have given him information if in fact someone did. Because those agents that went and did the raids didn't even know whose house they were going to. So somebody did tell him something. And that just goes to show you the level of power that Diddy had. And he still has a degree of power. He still has a degree of power. I said at first that Diddy had lost all of his power, but I have to take that back. Because it's looking like Diddy still has some power. That's why he's not behind bars right now. That's why they've not arrested him. That's why they had to send the agents in blind. They couldn't tell them whose residence they were going to raid, because Diddy still has power. You see, and the power that he has lies in the footage of all the people that he has it on. Like I told you all, Diddy right now is bartering for his freedom. Okay, he's the Julian Assange of celebrity blackmail, like I told you guys. And you see what happened to Julian Assange. He's now free. Did you all know that Julian Assange is now free? Like, so everyone, please like and share. But he had to admit, hold on. He had to admit to a crime. Like, so everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Oh, they have an update too from 21 days ago. Okay, so they say, Julian Assange's lawyers reveal the twists and turns in WikiLeaks founder's long road to freedom. They say U.S. lawyer Barry Pollock found himself inside a packed courtroom for a 3-hour hearing on a small island in the Western Pacific last Wednesday. He just flown to Sapien on a private jet. Hold on, I'm not going to get into all of this. Hold on, let me find something a little less detailed. Okay, here we go. Julian Assange is now free to do or say whatever he likes. What does his future hold? So he has run for office, published hundreds of thousands of leaked government documents online, and has lobbied to save his local swimming pool. One of the most polarizing and influential figures of the information age, Julian Assange, is now free. After 5 years in a British prison and 7 years in a self-imposed exile in London embassy. What's next? Now they say Assange, 52, landed in his homeland of Australia this week after pleading guilty to obtaining and publishing U.S. military secrets in a deal with Justice Department prosecutors that put an end to an attempt to extradite him to the United States. That could have resulted in a lengthy prison sentence in the event of conviction. So see, I want you all to pay attention. You see, Julian Assange bartered for his freedom too. Okay, that's what he did. He bartered for his freedom too. Now, at the end of the day, yeah, he did have to plead guilty to something, but now he's out. Julian plans to swim in the ocean every day. He plans to, okay, skip all that. So I find it all very interesting. I find it all very interesting. Now, they say the WikiLeaks site remains online, although Assange told the Nation in 2023 that it had ceased publishing because of his imprisonment and because state surveillance and freezing of WikiLeaks funds had deterred whistleblowers. Assange's plea deal with the U.S. included an agreement to destroy any unpublished U.S. documents. So I want you all to pay attention. Included an agreement to destroy any unpublished U.S. documents. That's what Diddy can do. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. Diddy could tell them, oh, I'll get rid of all the evidence. I'll get rid of all of the footage that you all don't even know where it's at. You all only have some of the footage. Now, in order to get my freedom, to gain my freedom, I'll destroy you. That's what Diddy could do. He could absolutely pull a whole Julian Assange. Okay, I want you all to pay attention, and that's likely what he's going to do. Honey, Diddy's not going to prison. That's just the fact. Diddy is not, I repeat, going to prison. It's not going to happen. Will he be indicted? Yes, absolutely. Will he go to jail? Yes, absolutely. Will he stay there? No. Diddy's not staying in jail. He's got too much information, too many receipts. Okay. Too much information, too many receipts. Christopher says Diddy is working with the FBI or the CIA or some type of Homeland Security. Oh, absolutely. That's the thing. Diddy absolutely could be working with the feds right now, and I believe that he is. Okay, he could be working with them right now on a deal for himself to gain his freedom. Julian still better be careful. He still can come up missing. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a fact. Okay, Eric said Diddy got the goods on them. Yes. All right. Juju said no. Diddy is no. Why is hold on? Diddy is not going. Okay. Absolutely. And so anyway, Perplex said he may not go to jail. However, his life's still compromised. Yes, because he still knows things. He still knows things. Absolutely. Okay. Juju said, yeah, you're right, Queen. He definitely working with them folks. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I believe it wholeheartedly. So with that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Don't forget to tune in later for your daily vitamins on the backup channel. Okay, and with that all being said, I love you all to life. And for your information, that live is going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and so until next time, beloveds, I want you all to enjoy the rest of this day. Remember, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better.
Hold on, you guys. I just got to tell you all this. I'm about to go live again. Okay, some breaking news just came in. Some breaking news. So I'm about to go live again. So please stay tuned. Okay, in about 30 minutes, look for the links. This is all nefarious, honey. And this is not even about Diddy, but it's juicy. So going live in about 30 minutes. Please pay attention. All right. With that all been said, back to the song.
Hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?